Good morning, students. Last class we started the group 13 elements. General and chemical properties we are discussing. Now see some other properties regarding the group 13 elements. So group 13 elements, the first element is boron. Boron can show the some specific properties that we can say that is anomalous behavior. So before going to the anomalous behavior, boron can show the diagonal relationship. Boron can show the diagonal relationship. Boron can show the diagonal relationship with silicon. First of all, why the boron and silicon can show the same diagonal relationship means there is a reason both can show the same electronegativity values. Both can show the same electronegativity values. Both are having the same size, having the same ionic size. And third one is both are having the same polarizing power. Same polarizing power or polarity. Due to these reasons, boron and silicon can show the diagonal relationship. See the some similarities between the boron and silicon. Similarities between boron and silicon. First similarity is both can show the allotropes. Both can show allotropes. Second one is both are reaction with magnesium. Both oxides reacts with magnesium. Both oxides reaction with magnesium to produce elements, corresponding elements. Meaning, so boron oxide B2O3 on reaction with magnesium to give magnesium oxide and boron. Equations you can balance. Silicon oxide, silicon dioxide SiO2 reacts with magnesium to give the corresponding magnesium oxide and silicon. Silicon metal, magnesium is the reactive metal that can react with the corresponding boron and silicon oxides. So we can get the corresponding respective elements. Now see, both can form weak acids. Both can form weak acids. For example, boron weak acid, boron or boron oxide reaction with water to produce, we are getting orthoboric acid, that is H3BO3. Same like that, silicon, it can give H2SiO3. So meta silicic acid, it can give the meta silicic acid. Both are reaction with magnesium. Both are reacts with magnesium to produce. Both are reaction with magnesium. Boron reaction with magnesium to form magnesium bromide. Silicon reaction with magnesium to form corresponding silicide. Boron reaction with magnesium to give magnesium bromide Mg3 and silicon on reaction with magnesium to form magnesium silicide. Magnesium bromide and magnesium silicide it can give. Next, both halides can undergo hydrolysis. Both chlorides undergo complete hydrolysis. Both halides can undergo the complete hydrolysis. See, already last class we discussed boron BF3 can undergo partial hydrolysis, but BCl3, BBr3 and Bi3 can undergo complete hydrolysis. So boron halide, boron chloride on hydrolysis to give corresponding boron hydroxide plus HCl. Already I told you boron hydroxide, it's not a base, it's a acid, that is orthoboric acid H3BO3, orthoboric acid. Same like that, silicon SiCl4 on hydrolysis, complete hydrolysis, it can give SiOH 4 times plus 4 moles of HCl. So any atom containing more than one OH group is highly unstable. Then further remove the water molecule from here, you can get H2 SiO3. So this is only already previously we are seeing, that is metasilicic acid. So both halides can undergo complete hydrolysis to give the corresponding acids. Next one, both halides on reaction with lithium aluminum hydride. Both halides on reaction with strong reducing agent LiAlH4 to produce corresponding hydrides. Boron means boron hydride and silicon means silicon hydride. Doing the both halides BCl3 on reaction with lithium aluminum hydride LiAlH4 to give the corresponding hydride. Boron hydride is B2H6. Its name is called as diborane. Plus lithium chloride LaCl plus aluminum chloride AlCl. Same like that, silicon also, silicon tetrachloride on reaction with lithium aluminum hydride to give the corresponding silicon hydride SiH4, and you can get the lithium chloride and the LCl3. So its name is called as silicon hydride. Simply we can say that is called as silane. Silicon hydride is also called as silane. Now the similarities for between the boron and silicon. Both can undergo reaction with carbon to give the corresponding carbides. Both oxides reacts with carbon, gives the corresponding carbides. Silicon carbide SiC and boron carbide is B4C. B4C3. Boron carbide and silicon carbide it can give. So anyway, the behavior between the similarities, the chemical properties, reaction towards water, reaction towards lithium aluminum hydride, reaction towards carbon, reaction towards the magnesium. So both boron and silicon can show the similar properties, corresponding carbides, corresponding hydrides, corresponding metals, corresponding metal oxides, like this corresponding weak acids you can produce. So we can say boron and aluminum can show the same properties, that is called as diagonal relationship. Now we can see the anomalous behavior of boron. Anomalous behavior of boron. Already previously I told you, each and every group, the first element can show the anomalous behavior than the rest of the elements. Reason because of small size, high IE values, high ionization energy values, high electronegativity values, and high hydration energy, and most important is absence of d orbitals. D orbitals are absent. So each and every group, the same reasons we are repeating. Why the first element can show the anomalous behavior than rest of the elements means because of small size, high ionization energy, high electronegativity, high hydration energy, and absence of d orbitals. Some anomalous behavior you can see. First one is boron is a metalloid, but rest of the elements are metals. Boron is metalloid, but the rest of the elements are metals. The first property we are seeing for this group is this one only. Boron is a metalloid, but rest of the elements can show the metallic character. Covalency of the boron is maximum covalency of boron is 4, but rest of the elements like aluminum, gallium, indium, and thallium, they can show the maximum covalency of rest of the elements is 6. Now boron can form the covalent bonds, but rest of the elements can form the ionic bonds. Boron forms covalent bonds or covalent compounds, but rest are ionic. Fourth one is boron is bad conductor. Even though it is iso, the structure of the boron is icosahedral structure, that is a solid state only, but even though it is a bad conductor, but rest of the elements are good conductor of electricity. Boron can form the stable hydrides, that is called as boranes. Boron can form the stable hydrides. That is called as boranes. This boranes discussion is very important in this group 13 elements. And boron reacts with magnesium to form the corresponding boron reacts with magnesium to give the corresponding magnesium borides. But rest of the elements are metals. Metals do not react with another metal, that we can say that is alloy. And it can show the allotropes. Boron can show the allotropes, but rest of the elements cannot show the allotropes. Boron can show the allotropes, but rest of the elements cannot show the allotropes. Boron hydrates and oxides. Boron oxide like B2O3 and boron or boron hydroxides, that is BOH thrice, or we can say H3BO3. All these are acidic. But rest of the elements are metals. So metal oxides or metal hydroxides are basic in nature. Melting and boiling points of boron is high. Melting point and boiling point of boron is very high when compared with rest of the elements, high compared to rest of the elements. Previous general discussion we are seeing why the boron can show the high melting points and boiling points when compared with the rest of the elements means because icosahedron structure, that is 20 faces. Icosahedron structure means 20 faces and 12 corners of the shape. And moreover, boron cannot displace the hydrogen in acids. Boron cannot displace hydrogen from acids. Meaning boron does not react with acids to liberate hydrogen gas, but remaining are metals. Metals react with acids to liberate the hydrogen gas, but boron is a metalloid, or we can consider as a non-metal. So these cannot react with acids and these cannot produce the hydrogen gas. So these are some anomalous properties regarding the boron. Now the boron and some important compounds of boron. First we will see the boron. The compound boron, how to prepare the boron and some physical and chemical properties of the boron we can see. Boron we can see the two forms, one is amorphous boron and another one is crystalline form of the boron. Amorphous boron can be prepared by heating of first one we are preparing amorphous boron. How to prepare the amorphous boron means B2O3 on reaction with some active metals like sodium or potassium or magnesium. Previously we are saying boron reaction with magnesium to give the corresponding oxides. Magnesium means magnesium oxide, sodium means sodium oxide, potassium means potassium oxide. Then it can displace and we can get the boron, but this boron is amorphous boron. Then how to prepare the crystalline boron? How to prepare the crystalline boron means same boron oxide but reaction with less active metals like aluminium or zinc to give the corresponding aluminium oxides or zinc oxides, and we can get the boron, but this boron is crystalline boron. And amorphous boron is more reactive, that we know. Crystalline boron is less reactive. Previously we are seeing the best method of preparation of crystalline boron. Crystalline boron can also be prepared from BCl3 on reaction with hydrogen to give boron plus HCl. Otherwise diborane on decomposition, B2H6 on decomposition on heating will be decomposed into boron and hydrogen. Otherwise Bi3 on decomposition to give boron plus iodine. Why? Because boron iodine bond length is very high, bond energy is less, so easily can undergo for the decomposition reaction. This is the methods of preparation for the boron. So see the some properties. Previously we know boron is a non-metal, boron having high melting and boiling points, boron having a bad conductor, crystalline form is unreactive, amorphous boron is reactive. These properties and all we are discussing. Now see the properties. First one, action with air. Action with air. Previously we are seeing the boron on reaction with air, what happen? Boron on reaction with air. Air means air containing oxygen also and air containing nitrogen also. If for suppose it is on reaction with oxygen, to give the corresponding oxide, boron oxide B2O3, and for suppose it is on reaction with nitrogen, and it can form the boron nitride. Second one is reaction with non-metals. Reaction with some non-metals. Boron reaction with carbon to give the corresponding boron carbide B4C. B4C. The boron reaction with the non-metal sulfur to give the boron sulfide B2S3. B2S3. Third one, reaction with metals. Reaction with metals. Reaction with metals. Previously we are seeing reaction with the metal magnesium, boron, especially reaction with magnesium to give the corresponding borides. To give the boride. Magnesium boride Mg3B2. Magnesium borides. Fourth one is reaction with alkali. Reaction with alkali. Boron reaction with alkali. So boron reaction with alkali means the strongest base we are taking generally for the sodium hydroxide. So boron reaction with alkali to form the corresponding metaborates. Sodium hydroxide strong alkali on reaction with boron to give sodium metaborate Na3BO3. Sodium metaborate and liberate hydrogen gas. So meaning boron reaction with non-metals, boron does not react with acids, but boron reaction with bases to produce the hydrogen gas. For suppose if the boron reaction with acids like HNO3, reaction with HNO3. Boron cannot displace H plus ions from the acid, we are saying previously. Now boron reacts with HNO3. Why I am taking HNO3 means HNO3 we can use it as a best oxidizing agent. Best oxidizing agent. So we cannot see like here HNO3 is acid. HNO3 we can consider as here that is an best oxidizing agent. Now boron reaction with the oxidizing agent to give the orthoboric acid H3BO3 plus liberate NO2 gas. Next, boron reaction with water. Reaction with water. Reaction with water. So anyway, any metal or any element reaction with water to give the corresponding hydroxides. Boron hydroxide. Previously already I told you boron hydroxide is wrong. It's the orthoboric acid. It's not a base. It's an acid. H3BO3. And further you can remove the water. Take the 2 moles and heat and remove the water. 2 or 3 moles. 3 moles of water you can remove, and we can get B2 O3 or the boron oxide. So boron on reaction with water to give the corresponding boron oxide. Then boron can act as a best reducing agent also. Boron can act as a reducing agent. So some reaction with the reducing agents: carbon dioxide reaction with boron, silicon dioxide reaction with boron, sulfur dioxide reaction with boron to give what happen? Corresponding metals. Metal oxides are converted into any element oxides are converted into corresponding metals. So carbon dioxide oxidation state is +4, carbon is 0, oxidation state decreases, reduction. So boron is the reducing agent. Here also same, silicon plus B2O3. And most important reaction is reaction with ammonia. Action with ammonia. The boron reaction with ammonia, so it can give, already previously I told you, boron reaction with ammonia. Ammonia is a base, so reaction with base it can liberate hydrogen gas, and remaining is boron nitride. So boron reaction with ammonia at very high temperature, to produce the corresponding nitride, boron nitride. So these are the some properties of the boron. Now we are going to start with the boron, important compounds of boron. Important compounds of boron. Important compounds of boron. Boron related some important compounds are B2O3. The most familiar many chemical reactions we are seeing the above, that is B2O3, boron oxide. Simply this name is boric oxide. Boric oxide, or you can say another name is boric anhydride. Boric anhydride, or one more name, its name is called as boron sesquioxide. So generally we know oxide means O power 2 minus, peroxide O power minus 1, superoxides we know. And what is meant by sesquioxide? 2/3. Sesquioxide means 2/3 of the oxygen. First important compound of boron is boric oxide or boric anhydride or boron sesquioxide. And second and most important compound for this chapter, that is B2H6. B2H6. Its name is called as diborane. Second important compound is diborane. And third important compound for this boron related compound, third most important compound for the boron is borax. Na2B4O7 dot 10H2O. 10H2O. Its name is called as borax. Borax. These three are the some important compounds related to boron. Now we are going to start with one by one. And fourth one, another one is we are having for the boron related important compound, that is boric acid. Boric acid, that is H3BO3. So there are four important compounds regarding the boron. First one is boric anhydride or boric oxide B2O3. Second one is diborane, borax and boric acid. So these four compounds we are going to start with the preparation and properties. We will discuss one by one. Now we can start with the compound is boric oxide. First compound is boric oxide or boric anhydride. The formula is B2O3. So already we are seeing how to prepare this one, boron reaction with oxygen. Preparation, how to prepare this one. Previously we are seeing the best methods: boron reaction with oxygen, 2 borons or 4 borons, B2O3. This is the best method we are seeing of the preparation of. And some another method of preparation we are seeing, H3BO3. I am taking the orthoboric acid. Previously I am writing this equation. So take this one and heat this one, remove the 3 moles of water, you can get B2O3. The simple method for the preparation of boric oxide is boron directly reaction with air, you can get the boric oxide. Otherwise you can take the orthoboric acid on dehydration, remove the water, you can get the name itself, boric anhydride. So I am taking the orthoboric acid, remove the water, so boric anhydride. So boron is out of all the compounds, boron is we can consider as a non-metal or metalloid. So its oxide it is acidic. So properties is first one, B2O3 is acidic, but weak acidic. Why? Because it is not a complete non-metal. Non-metal oxide, sir, we can say acidic. But boron is not a completely non-metal. It is a metalloid. So there is some metal character also, non-metal character also. That's why we can say it is a weakly acidic. And it can react with a D block element metal oxides to form the corresponding metaborates. So it forms metaborates with metal oxide, that is D block metal oxide. I am taking B2O3 boric oxide and D block metal oxide, cobalt oxide I am taking. We can get cobalt BO2 twice. Its name is called as cobalt metaborate. Its name is cobalt metaborate. Third one. And so already we know B2O3 is acidic. So I am adding with acid to form the salt. So it is acidic. So acidic means B2O3 is acidic. I am taking the one strongest acid. So it is B2O3 is electron deficient, boron is electron deficient. Electron deficient compounds can act as acid. Then this is on reaction with P4O10, phosphorus pentoxide, to give corresponding phosphates, BPO4. This name is phosphorus boron phosphates. And this is on reaction with non-active metals. Action with active metals. B2O3 on reaction with active metals like sodium or magnesium or potassium. Many times we are seeing this one to give the corresponding boron plus sodium oxide Na2O, or potassium means potassium oxide, magnesium means magnesium oxide, like this. So boron is used as a best reducing agent, like same properties. So this is regarding about the B2O3. Now second compound is I am saying diborane. First, what is meant by boranes? Simply I am saying what is meant by boranes. Boron hydrates, that is called as boranes. Boron hydrates are called as boranes. Boron reacts with hydrogen to form some compounds. That compounds we are called as boranes. Boranes have the two types of formulas. Boranes we are having two series of compounds. That is, one is nidoboranes, nidoboranes, and second one is arcanoboranes. So what is meant by nidoboranes? Nidoboranes means the boron general form is BnHn plus 4, and arcoboranes formula is BnHn plus 6. Example for this boron BnHn plus 6. If n value is 2, nidoboranes best example is if n equal to 2, then we can get B2H6. Its compound name is called as diborane. If n equal to 3, n equal to 5 or 3, whatever, n equal to 5, if I substitute here, that is B5H9. Its name is called as pentaborane. So 2 borons, name is diborane. 5 borons, we can say the name is pentaborane. Same like that, arcoboranes example, best example, and taking n equal to 4. Its name is B4H10. Its name is called as tetraborane. And if suppose I am taking the B boron 5, B5H10. Sir, name, sir, rendilo boron irukka. So if it is n equal to 5, I am taking both the cases n equal to 5. Its name is also called as pentaborane. But how can you observe the difference between these two? Pentaborane. Five plus 6, 11. Sorry, its name is 6H11. Name is looking like same, but we can say the number is last. It is 11. It is number 9. What is that number 9 means? That number 9 represents number of hydrogens. If the number of hydrogens are 9, so we can observe number value in both the cases boron having 5 number of borons, but in one case we are getting number of hydrogens are 9, number of hydrogens are 11. Name pronunciation both are looking like same. It's one is pentaborane and another one is also pentaborane, but pentaborane 9 means that is nidoborane, and pentaborane 11 means that is arcoborane. Then stability order. So nidoboranes are more stable when compared with arcanoboranes. Nidoboranes are more stable than arcanoboranes. So that's why we are going to discuss about only this one. In this one, the most important for us is diborane. Now we are going to start with the how to prepare and preparation and properties of the diborane. First we will see the preparation and properties of diborane. Diborane formula is B2H6. So previous methods, here we are seeing the preparation of diborane means BF3 or BCl3 on reaction with lithium aluminum hydride, we can get B2H6. We know lithium aluminum hydride is the best reducing agent, so it can provide the hydrogens. Boron halides on reaction with lithium aluminum hydride to get our diborane, and remaining is lithium fluoride plus AlF3, aluminum fluoride. Or we can use sodium borohydride, that is also best reducing agent, sodium borohydride, NaBH4. This is on reaction with iodine. Second method of preparation, sodium borohydride reaction with iodine, we can get sodium iodide, NaI plus our diborane B2H6 and remaining we can liberate the hydrogen gas. Third method of preparation from B2O3. From B2O3 boron oxides remaining we need hydrogens, so I am adding the hydrogens and aluminium. We can get aluminium, it can taken out like aluminium oxide Al2O3, so remaining is B2O3, B2H6 diborane. Fourth method of preparation, BCl3 I am taking, so we need hydrogens on hydrogenation by using the electric discharge. We can get HCl plus our diborane. So some of the methods will be repeated in the previous session, some of the methods we can see as a newly. Then properties of diborane. Diborane, it is a colorless gas. It is stable at the low temperature in absence of moisture. It is colorless gas. And highly toxic. So it is a highly poisonous gas and it is stable at low temperature. It is stable at low temperatures. We can safely save the diborane at low temperatures only. And so diborane B2H6 reaction with oxygen to give large amount of energy. We can liberate. Diborane is also gas. On combustion, reaction with oxygen to form the large amount of energy. At high temperature, what happens? It is stored at a low temperature. B2H6, if I am giving any other element like aluminium or any other element or carbon, or suppose I am taking the carbon or silicon or whatever, any element at high temperature, so it can replace that hydride, and boron hydride it can replace boron plus the corresponding hydride. If you suppose I am taking carbon, it can give the carbon hydride. See the some of the important chemical properties of diborane. First, a reaction with oxygen. Already I told you it can liberate the large amount of oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. So whenever we can feel the reaction with oxygen, that is we can feel as a combustion reaction. B2H6 on reaction with oxygen to give diborane B2O3, boric oxide and water, so liberate large amount of energy. Reaction with water. B2H6 is a gas. On reaction with water or hydrolysis, we can get boron water combination. We know the best well-known compound for us, B2H3BO3 orthoboric acid, and liberate hydrogen gas. Third one, indirect reaction. This is a direct reaction with water. B2H6 on reaction with aqueous KOH. Aqueous KOH means there is some water also and some potassium also. So we can get the metal borate, potassium borate, KbO2, and liberate hydrogen gas. Direct reaction with water also, or indirect reaction with aqueous solutions also, it can give the corresponding borates and liberate the hydrogen gas. Reaction with halogens. Fourth one, reaction with halogens but except iodine. except iodine. Iodine is the least reactive, already we know. The most reactive halogens, fluorine, chlorine and bromine. Generally we can take the halogenation means, many times I repeated you, chlorine and bromine only we can take, and we cannot consider the fluorine polyhexothermic, and we cannot give the iodine, is the least reactive. For suppose diborane on reaction with halogens like chlorine, so easily we know the corresponding halides we can give BCl3 plus HCl. If the B2H6 on reaction with bromine to give the corresponding bromides. But chlorine at low temperatures is also enough. Already you know bromine is the least reactive, so we need high temperatures. So it can give the boron B2H5Br plus HBr. One bromine only we can replace. So you want to replace all the bromines, very high temperatures we require. If we need the chlorides, B2H6, I want to replace only one halogen. So don't take the temperature. We can give one Lewis acid, that is N-hydrous AlCl3. Not only here, the organic chemistry also chlorination you are doing. If we are going for the free radical substitution reaction, we can undergo for the temperature. We can undergo for the electrophilic or nucleophilic substitution reaction in presence of Lewis acid, that is N-hydrous AlCl3. You can get, that is B2H5Cl plus HCl. This is a reaction with towards halogens. Next, reaction with metal hydride. Reaction with metal hydrides. So best well-known compound is for us sodium borohydride or lithium borohydride. So best well-known reducing agents we are using in organic chemistry also. Sodium hydride on reaction with B2H6 to give sodium borohydride, NaBH4. Sodium borohydride. If the lithium hydride, LiH, lithium hydride on reaction with B2H6 to give lithium borohydride, LiBH4. Lithium borohydride, meaning 1A group of elements hydrides like lithium hydride or sodium hydride, reaction with diborane to give the corresponding hydrides, lithium, sodium borohydride and lithium borohydride. Fifth one, a reaction with alcohol. Reaction with alcohol. Reaction with alcohol. Diborane on reaction with alcohols like methanol to give the corresponding borates. There is BOCH3 thrice plus H2. So there is a symmetrical cleavage. See the B2H6 structure. Later I will clearly explain about the B2H6 structure. Hydrogen. This is the diborane structure. On symmetrical breaking, by the symmetrical cleavage, what happened? Boron, diboron, boranes are electron deficient, we know. By the symmetrical cleavage, B2H6 on reaction with ligands or one Lewis base, I am taking as L. These are electron deficient compounds. Electron deficient compounds are Lewis acid. Electron rich compounds are Lewis base. So this is on reaction with like this. By the symmetrical breaking, we can get the compound is like this, BH3 dot L. Why? Because electron deficient, electron rich, we can get the compounds like this. If it is unsymmetrical breaking, for example, diboron structure we know that is hydrogen, 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 boron, hydrogen and hydrogen. If it is unsymmetrical breaking like this, what happens? B2H6 on reaction with Lewis bases. By the unsymmetrical breaking, it can give an additional compound, that is BH2L2. 2 moles I am taking, BH2L2 our plus, and remaining is BH4 our minus. Can give the some additional compounds. And most important thing is reaction with ammonia. Reaction with, very important, reaction with ammonia. So now only we are seeing diboron, B2H6 electron deficient, ammonia electron rich. So this is a Lewis base, So previously I am saying symmetrical and unsymmetrical breaking. Now we can see at the different conditions. B2H6 reaction with ammonia, there is a different conditions I am saying. Excess of ammonia, I am taking here ammonia is very high excess, and low temperature I am taking, so it can form the compound is B2H6 dot 2NH3. Like this is looking like our symmetrical breaking of B2H6. Now same B2H6 on reaction with ammonia, but same excess of I am taking excess of ammonia, but I am taking the high temperature. See the high temperature, it can form the BN. BN general formula is, we know, boron nitrides, and liberate hydrogen gas. The same B2H6 on reaction with ammonia only, but here I am taking the 2 moles of ammonia and 1 mole of B2H6 and taking the high temperature I am taking. We can get the one compound, that is B3N3H6. B3N3H6. Its name is called as borazole. One more name, it is also having inorganic benzene. Why the name they are giving inorganic benzene means the structure of borazole is looking like our organic benzene. That's why they are giving the name is inorganic benzene. One more name for this one is borazine. Borazine also, borazole also, both are same. See the structure of borazole. So benzene, how you are writing? Same like that I am writing boron, nitrogen, boron, nitrogen, boron, nitrogen, like this. So there is an alternative double bonds. So that alternative double bonds we can write, from nitrogen is electron rich, so it is electron donor, like this. And B3N3H6, 6 hydrogens we are having, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So as usual, like our organic benzene, it is having the 12 sigma bonds and there is a 3 pi bonds, and their carbon is sp2 hybridization, but here boron and nitrogen both are in sp2 hybridization. Here there are the pi bonds will be p pi bonds, P pi bonds. Everything as usual, same like our organic benzene. These are the some preparation and properties of boron, diborans. And most important thing we have to discuss in this boron is structure is very important. Structure of B2H6. So previously I told you maximum covalency of boron is 4 in this B2H6. Each boron can undergo sp3 hybridization. So already we know boron can undergo sp3 hybridization means it can form the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Now I am writing the structure. Later we will discuss and explain about the structure. Boron, 2 borons I am taking. Here there is hydrogen and hydrogen. Now see the structure of diboron is looking like different than normal. Generally sp3 means sp3 we can say the tetrahedron shape. See here we have to observe carefully diboron containing the 2 coplanar BH2 groups. So the black color BH2, there is 2 coplanar groups. Means the hydrogens which are writing on the black color, all these are on the plane, coplanar groups, and remaining 2 BH2 groups are in diboron will be linked in the bridge. Another BH2 groups means that red color BH groups 2 are in bridge. The red color hydrogens are on the bridge. So boron we know sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization means 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals we are having. So 3 sp3 hybrid orbitals, of boron is combined with s orbital of hydrogen to form 3 BH bonds. Each boron can form the 3 BH bonds. So you have to observe the middle hydrogen we are having the bridged hydrogens we are saying. Bridged hydrogen means it will be belongs to the both. That BHB bond is somewhat variety bond. Now here we can see diboron contains 4 BH bonds, similar bonds. These 4 BH bonds are on the plane, but another bonds we are having another 2 bonds we are having, that is BHB bonds we are having. these bonds are on the bridge. That 4,4H bonds are on the plane and 2 BHB bonds we are having, that is these are in bridged and these are in terminal or on the plane. So first of all, on the plane bonds we can say, on the plane BH bonds, that 4 BH bonds are called as two center 2 electron bond. So what is meant by 2 center 2 electron bond? 2 center means 2 atoms or share the 2 electrons. Generally the chemical bond is formed between the 2 atoms by the sharing of minimum 2 electrons. One bond is formed, that we know. So you can see the bridged hydrogens like black color hydrogens are on the plane, that is 2 center, one boron, one hydrogen, both are shared by the 2 electrons, so it can form the sigma bond. So this one is no problem, but the problem is 2 BHB bonds are there. 2 BHB bonds are there, that is called as 3 center 2 electron bond. It's a very important and new bond for us. Generally chemical bond is formed by the sharing of minimum 2 electrons by 2 atoms, but now here the 2 electrons are shared by 3 atoms. 2 electrons are shared by 3 atoms. Generally 2 electrons are shared by 2 atoms, that is chemical bond, but now the 2 electrons are shared by the 3 atoms, that's why its name is called as 3 center 2 electron bond, or one more name, it is also called as banana bond, or one more name it can give, that is tau bond, TAU, tau bond. So why the name they are giving the banana bond means, here see boron, so there is a left side 2 hydrogens, another boron, and right side 2 hydrogens, these are in the terminal position, no problem. But here that another hydrogens, remaining 2 hydrogens are on the bridge, hydrogen. So it's looking like banana shape. So 3 center 2 electron bond, that's why we can say that is called as banana bond or tau bond. So the structure same we can see in the loop, means boron can having the 4 sp3 hybrid orbital, and this is combined with hydrogen of 1. Here also boron I am writing 3 bonds, 1, 2, 3. This one no problem, this is a bond with hydrogen, this is bond with hydrogen. Problem is general borons are third group of element is having the 3 electrons only, but you are saying the 4 loops are there. sp3 means 1s, 3 p orbitals are combined to form 4 sp3 hybrid orbital. That sp3 hybrid orbital, now fourth one is vacant orbital, and we can take center, there is a hydrogen. What we can say here means boron can undergo sp3 hybridization, BHB bond, one boron can provide sp3 hybrid orbital, one boron can provide sp3 vacant hybrid orbital, and hydrogen bond s orbital. This is sp3 sp3 bond. One sp3 is complete filled hybrid orbital, another sp3 is vacant hybrid orbitals. So this is the regarding structure of diborane. Structure of diborane is very important. Then remaining compounds like borax and orthoboric acid and some aluminum compounds, aluminum related compounds, we will see in the next class. Thank you students.